in terms of like getting into more serious topics, like less fun topics, right? So about the finances and the security. Since you were pretty young,
Yeah.
right? So I remember like,
So back then,
what is the currency?
Rand, RAND.
So like a rupee is a rand. I mean, like in the sense. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's stronger than the Sri Lankan rupee, but recently there's been an economic collapse and they're facing some difficulties and everything. So I think financially they're struggling a little bit now. I'm not 100% sure on how it is now. Back then it was pretty stable. Like I asked my parents also, and they said that majority of the population, the general public, can afford some of the luxuries and go on trips and holidays, and it was sustainable. There is the poverty and all that that's there, but it's better than how it was now. And it was a stable economy. It was almost a stable economy. I'm not too sure because I was in finances and
school.
back then.
So,
but according to my
what's the, like
parents,
the rand? What's the conversion like now?
the conversion, I think 1 rand was 50 rupees
50?
back then. 150.
50 back then.
Or was it? I'm not sure. It was stronger than the Sri Lankan rupee.
Okay. So like in terms of rands itself, right? So when you were there, if you were going to buy like a loaf of bread, how much would you spend?
Loaf of bread.
Or like anything, just give a comparison. Or a can of beer for that.
I remember a KFC box one was 50 rand.
Okay, it was 50 rand. So the 50 is 2,500.
Back then, I think it was probably a little bit
Expensive.
That's about what I can remember. I remember the fast food stuff. I don't remember the bread.
For the age that you were in,
Yeah.
I don't blame you, right? So what else?
Yeah. So, and then, so like,
Was
fast
it
food.
hard to get used to dealing in rand? But then it is 7 you left here. So
Yeah,
you haven't really dealt in rupees.
I
right?
didn't know. I didn't deal
Yeah.
with the finance stuff and like all the adult topics. I wasn't into it. I was just a kid going in there to explore the country.
So that's
That's the best way to do it.
yeah. That's how you like. I mean, without all these worries and things.
Yeah, you need to go in there with an open mind. No, don't have any predisposing opinions. Don't, have the stereotype, all that. Because if you go in there, like, I think if I went there now, it would be a much different experience. Because I would go in there with these different expectations, because the stereotype of being an African country and, what people say and whatnot. You would have these opinions before you go there. But I think because I went there so young, you can experience all this for the first time without listening to what other people say.
Unadulterated, fresh perspective.
It was fresh, yeah. It was a fresh perspective.
I mean, you're lucky you got to experience it that way, right?
Very lucky, yeah.
So I mean, even talking about security-wise, safety and
Yeah, so security-wise, it's not the most secure place. So the cities, the suburbs, they're generally well secured, as in every house in like the capitals, cities and whatnot. Not every house. Most of like the houses in the suburbs, they have, and the urban areas, they have security, as in there's a company. There's a government contracted company that secures the house. For us,
there is like a security guard.
not a guard. For us, there's this company called ADT. So there's a security alarm system installed in the house that you activate it every night, and then you go to sleep and whatnot. And sometimes the alarm can be tripped by accident. So like say someone opens the front door accidentally without turning off the alarm will sound off, and you get a call within a minute or two. They'll call you asking what's wrong, and then you can tell them everything's fine. And then within like 5 to 10 minutes, someone will show up to your door. Doesn't matter even if it's at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right. Like even if you answer the call and tell you
Even
it's
if you
fine.
answer the call, and because you never know, right?
Right.
So they triple check everything. So then someone will come to the door, and then you tell them, okay, everything's fine, and then you can turn the alarm on, and then go back to sleep. And then during the day, even sometimes there's security cars patrolling the area and everything.
So these are not the police. This is security.
These aren't the police per se. These are people from the company. Sometimes the police can get involved. But yeah, security is an issue, especially at night. So for us, we never had any issues, but we've had like my mom's friends, people have broken into their house. And they say like at night, do not stop at the color light. Like if even if the color light's red, like 10, 11 o'clock, don't stop. Just keep going. If there's no traffic, obviously, like because they can rob you in color lights, right? So it's like yeah. So you can get carjacked or hijacked. So yeah,
you can get robbed at car.
You can get robbed because especially when like you
So
stop at the red
this
light.
all the security from theft.
Yeah,
So theft is common.
theft is it's common, but
In sense, it's a risk.
it's there.
It's
It's a risk. There's a risk.
Common,
for
it's a
it.
risk.
Yeah,
There's
there's a
a
risk.
chance.
Yeah, there's a chance. There's definitely a chance. And like even us, like we didn't walk alone in the streets or whatnot. My mom never walked along the street. Even as a family, like if you want to, as in walk alone in the street, as in like if you want to go somewhere far, you would go together and everything. We didn't go alone. And yeah, the color light scene also.
So again, Trevor, right? It's like traffic lights are not a rule, it's just a suggestion. Like you could stop it if you want to.
yeah, like
So
it's,
I thought he was just being funny. I didn't understand that there was a reason behind it.
yeah, they advise you if it's at night and there's no heavy traffic or there's no cars around, don't stop at the red light. Just keep on driving. So there is a security risk, but I think
And probably might be worse now, no? After the economic.
yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm sure it's worse because people are desperate.
That's the right, I'm getting into what you would actually be familiar with school. So you went to school there from grade
3 till grade 6. So
Grade 3 to
start of grade 3 till end of grade 6.
So you went to a school close by to your place. So like
Yeah,
would
it
you
was-
walk to school or like
No, it was maybe 20-minute drive,
oh
25-minute drive. Yeah, my dad would drop us every morning. It wasn't a local school. I went to a
international
international school because I was doing London syllabus, right? So, but local schools, it's kind of similar to Sri Lanka. There's girls' schools and boys' schools, and I think there's mixed schools as well. But the school we went to, it was a mixed school from I think kindergarten itself. It was a small school though. It wasn't a huge, like there's maybe 20 kids per class. But I preferred it there because it was like felt wholesome. It felt homely. And yeah, it was fun. That was definitely some of the best school years I've had.
So is it similar to Sri Lankan schools like 8 to 1 and then off at 3 back to tuition?
The times. Tuition culture is not a big thing there. Definitely not as much as it is here.
Is it not a big thing or is not a thing?
It's a thing. There's private tuition. It's not like where you get a bunch of kids in
So
one class.
is it what it's meant to be? It's private tuition for those who need tuition.
Yeah, private
Right?
tuition for those who need
Yeah,
tuition.
yeah.
The school system is it does its job for majority of the part.
So is it the local schools, government schools, is it free education?
No, I don't think it's free education. I believe it's not. I'm not sure. It could be.
Okay, so that is not relevant, but I was just asking. So like again, timings, is it the similar to this?
Yeah, timings 8 till 1:30. We had it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's quite similar.
And then evenings.
Evenings is extracurricular activities you can do. For our school, you had to pay to do extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
You had to pay extra.
Oh, okay.
So they give you a form at the start of the term, and you can select which ones you want, and you'd have to pay, and prices vary depending on. So the sports ones are expensive, and then there's like arts and all that stuff, chess and everything. But yeah, it was nice. School was definitely.
So how was school like? What was your experiences like?
It was very what do you call like? It was a new experience in the terms like you meet people from different backgrounds. Because I think because it was an international school, I had friends from Nigeria, Algeria, and then Ireland, Serbia, Romania, Botswana also, Zimbabwe.
So you're living the Teekotalks dream.
The worst thing is that I didn't have socials or phone back then, so I'm not in contact with any of them.
Oh my God.
I would definitely love to be in contact with them. It felt like everyone came from different backgrounds, but we all fit in and we all had a great time then. And yeah, I didn't experience any bullying there or anything. It was fun. The teachers were great. We learned a lot. Played so many memories. Yeah, it was definitely fun. And even within the school itself, they had events, they had concerts, they had this thing called Cultural Day, where like you set up stalls from each different country, and then you'd make food from that country and all that stuff. That was like the best day of Cultural Day. And then you had Entrepreneurship Day, where you would set up your stores and you'd sell your stuff, you'd sell foods and everything. Movie nights and everything. It was so fun.
So talking about the culture, so that brings me to like I'm not sure how much you would have felt this, but when they say culture shocks, right? You might have felt it like after South Africa. Did you go to Singapore or did you go to Sri Lanka?
I came to Sri Lanka.
So you must have felt a culture shock
When
coming
I
to Sri
came
Lanka.
back, yes, I did. No, going there, it wasn't a culture shock. It was more like an environmental shock.
Change.
Yeah, because it was so different. And then I sort of like embedded myself into that culture and everything. And coming back here, it was definitely a shock. Like the traffic, the sweating.
Wait, there's no traffic?
There is not like it is here.
There's no traffic?
There is traffic, but like it's not as loud as it is here. And yeah, the sweating, the weather, everything. But I miss the family that I had here. That's the thing. But the difference was that the Sri Lankan community there made you feel like a family. So like the friends we had there were like family. Like we still like my parents still talk to them till this day. And yeah, there was a culture shock. I felt it coming back. Definitely.
That's so funny. Think about it, right? You get a culture shock coming back to your
Coming
country.
back. I grew up like
Your major, what do you say, formative years, right?
yeah, my teenage years.
Your teenagers. Teenagers, yeah. How was teenage like that?
What do you mean? It was alright. It was. I mean, yeah.
Like, what are the trends like? I mean, okay, let's get into entertainment, right?
Yeah.
Talking about the entertainment, what do you think? Like, they obviously had their own South African artists and things like that, right? So,
Yeah, so they have their own music. Their music, I didn't like get into it that much back then, because I wasn't into music at all during those days, because I didn't have social media, I didn't have a phone or anything. So they have their own music, they have their own TV shows, they have their own movies, and for the people there, I think it's amazing, because like even the TV shows are pretty entertaining. The drama series and all is very entertaining.
it's not like these Bollywood.
No.
Hate towards Bollywood, but again,
No,
I'm just being relative here.
Yeah.
Comparative.
they have their own twist of it.
Okay.
And
Was it again, Trevor Noah. What is it? Yeah, I remember he had something about the being very dramatic and like a lot of drama inside these series, shows. And stuff.
there's plot twists and everything. But yeah, the logo entertainment, it was there. It's nice to see like people enjoying it when you go to like a festival or you go to someone's house. You could see just people having a whale of a time. But yeah.
That's interesting. So again, like English shows, TVs, movies, songs, those were also
It was there.
It's huge.
That culture was very much there. They had like the foreign culture, and then they had their own thing.
So it's like intertwined and together, not
Yeah.
one over the other.
Yeah, like local channels, they showed a lot of the local stuff, and then like cable TV and whatnot, you could get the foreign
For
sports.
some reason, South Africa seems very much like Sri Lanka. Like, I don't know, not like
In a
Sri Lanka,
way,
it's like,
because they have their own culture, and like they have their own like uniqueness about them, right? So in the same way, like, because I've especially going to Singapore, I'd say it's very colorful here, and the people and the atmosphere, it's very lively and homely. In the same way that's there in South Africa, like they embrace who they are, and they enjoy, and they show it. You can see it when you go there, especially, and when you come here also, you can see like we're our own people, sort of. So yeah, that's also.
If not for certain factors in our country, right?
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate. I think it's the same thing for South Africa.
It's the same way like both countries, South Africa and Sri Lanka, have enormous potential.
No.
Like the potential to be one of
Madly.
the best countries is so crazy, because we've got stuff, and they've got stuff that are so unique to them that especially like the other countries would just love to have. But yeah, unfortunate circumstances.
Yeah.
What can I say? I mean, if there's anything that people would like to get into, I definitely say Nelson Mandela story. There's a great movie. It's called Long Walk to Freedom.
Yes.
I think it's
there. Like,
yeah, there's a book about it. Yes, and then there's another movie about. It's called Invictus.
Okay.
It's about their first rugby championship in 1996, and it's about like how the countries was brought together to celebrate them winning the championship and everything. So yeah, especially the history, such a rich history. That's probably the only time I enjoyed studying history in school was in South Africa, because I love their history. And yeah, Trevor Noah, great place to start. I only became a fan of him after I came here. That's the sad. Not here, after I went to Singapore. But yeah, it's definitely like a must-visit country. It's a bucket list thing you must do. Is visit there, enjoy, go to the different places.
And I'm not sure if I'm wrong, but I don't think it will be that expensive of a travel destination either.
It's not. No. I'm not sure about the state of it now, but back then it wasn't expensive. Like you could travel there and yeah, you could have a good, like, an enjoyable experience with a reasonable budget.
So coming to the final touch, would you ever consider going back there and settling down?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Me and my brother talk about this all the time. Like, if you want to go for like a career-wise thing, I'd say Singapore is like the best. But if you want to, live a life, family, all that stuff, South Africa is like one of the best places.
You can grow a career there.
You can. Yeah. But I'm saying, like, to kickstart your career,
Right.
like Singapore and, UK and all that stuff. And then if you want to like settle down, all that, like the homely vibe, if you want it, South Africa is such a great place. And the Sri Lankan families there, they'll tell you the reason they go there and they stay so long and they like don't complain is because of how well
They don't feel
it's
like it's a different place.
and the community is so strong also. It's a small community, Sri Lankan community, but they make you feel like family. Like, we didn't feel out of touch going there.
That's interesting. So actually, I don't think it was there when we discussed this, but I just remember when we spoke about community, religion wise, right? What is the
So yeah, they've got Catholics and then Muslims. There's a pretty substantial Buddhist community also. There's like Buddhist temples. There's a Chinese Buddhist temple that we always go to. So yeah, there's people from like different backgrounds and different cultures. So with that
not
comes
surprising.
with that comes different religions. What do you call foods? Everything. It's a nice blend.
Again, the word that I would describe it is colorful.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's called the Rainbow Nation.
Very interesting talk, man. I mean, again, it's a long time wish come true to do South Africa.
You
Friends.
should definitely go there. Like first chance you get, that's like at least for vacation, just go there. Yeah.
Have you been back to South Africa after you came?
No. I'm waiting till like once I can like be stable enough, because I don't want to just go there for like a week.
You want to go there,
and knowing our schedule, we don't get holidays right. I want to go there for at least like a month and just like re-experience it all over again. Like Singapore, you can go there 4 days is enough to explore the whole country. South Africa, you need to take your time with it.
Right.
You can't rush it. So yeah.
Definitely must watch. So I must visit. Yeah. So I think that brings us to the end of the podcast, right? Is there anything that you would like to add?
Try and visit. That's the thing.
Yes. So folks, that was it. This is Stories from South Africa with Sandil Kodikara. That's a very nice alliteration. Stories from South Africa with Sandil, right? Yeah. So fun fact: Singapore was my very first episode, right? And the reason I chose the name Stories, the story series, was because it rhymed with Singapore. So I wasn't planning on going for a series at the time. So when I was doing the episode, I was like, Singapore stories. Okay, stories from Singapore. It was just like a very instantaneous thing, and it's just stuck. And now it looks nice. I mean, it's nice. It goes with almost every country.
Yeah, it does.
So yeah, so this is the story series, guys. And if you are listening to this now on any audio platform, make sure to rate the podcast and review it, because that helps get us features. So if you're listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or any other platform, please do so. And if you're watching this on YouTube, again, like, share, subscribe, drop your questions in the comments below. Drop your experiences if you're from South Africa in the comments below. Sandil is a bit nervous on whether he's...
I don't know about the accuracy of the information now, but
because
from what I remember,
he
it was
was there in a utopia, not a utopian, but at least an ideal time, right?
So around 10 years ago.
10 years ago was a long time ago, and there's a lot of changes. So, thanks for coming on the show, man.
No worries.
It was actually
Thanks for having me.
an enjoyable experience doing this video. So,
Same.
thank you for tuning in to the show, guys, and that brings us to the end of the show.